Welcome back, trainers. This is what's going to be the weekly show. As a matter of fact, it's going to be the Pokerus Weekly Show. That's the name we literally just came up with before we came on air. And we're going to stick with that name because we like to get double the effort with half the work. So just like the Pokevirus, right, Gilbert? As my buddy Gilbert joins in, head coach of the Mighty Psyducks. He's a little bit under the weather, but he's still going to give us some terrible takes regardless.
How did they, guys?
How's it going, man? How you been? You've been.
I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm getting ready for my games, prepping for all my opponents, so I'm ready for it.
He's in the division of death, and so it's causing him stress and anxiety, and so it's damaged his immune system. But I'm telling you guys, everybody in the league, the sick Gilbert, it's like a wounded animal, man. A wounded animal is a dangerous foot. This is your guys' chance to strike. Okay. No, all jokes aside. So we had our draft. Quick recap. We had our draft this past weekend. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody that joined, everybody that participated. And, we're basically able to get just about everybody in. It was a lot of fun. So I hope everybody that joined also had fun. How are you feeling about your team, Gabriel? How are you feeling? How are you feeling about you?
I feel my team's very balanced. Don't have nothing that stands out, but I don't have nothing that's too much of a weakness. I feel my team's very, very balanced. How about yourself, Wald? How do you feel about your team?
Well, sneak peek. We're actually gonna run through all the teams real quick, and so I guess Gilbert will tell me what he truly thinks of my team. My team, it feels. I don't know. I have some great mons. I just don't know if I'm a good enough trainer to take care of all of them and to use them well, but it's got good potential. It's got great potential. I just thank goodness that I'm not in your division.
That's
right.
yeah.
There's no way around it. And for the people that wonder why, well, there's some great players. There's great players all throughout. But man, we're about to run through some of these teams, and we'll start with that first division with the what are you? You're the level ball division, correct?
The level ball division.
With
Yes,
the level
sir.
ball division, man, it's gonna be tough. We'll go ahead and start with it. So at the top of the level ball division, we have the Magic Carpets.
So look at his team right now, man. His team's a stacked team. You can literally take this team to OU battle and do very well with it. He has probably the best Mon in Garchomp and argue the best quote unquote revenge killer and Starmie. I feel like doesn't have very many weaknesses to the team. The only little weakness I can't see in the team is probably a little ice weakness with Togekiss, Honchkrow, and Garchomp and Rover,
Mm-hmm.
but that's probably about it. Don't see very much weaknesses on this team. Very great.
Yeah, and if that's your only weakness in a draft league style format,
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
so. With that being said, then, so on a scale of one Pokeball to five being a Master Ball. So 1 is a Pokeball, 2 is a Premier Ball, 3 is a Great Ball, 4 is an Ultra Ball, 5 is a Master Ball. 1 of 5. What do you give the Magic Carpets? What do you give Stosy Time?
I'm about to give him a 5. It's
A
such a
Master
great
Ball
yeah.
right off the bat. See this division, it's a banger. It's a banger. This division, the Master Ball right off the top. Okay, I can't disagree with that. Let's go get on to the next one then. The Miami Heatrons, run by D. We got the Miami Heatrons. What do you see here?
So I look at this team. He has great synergy with Solomon's Magnezone, Rotom Wash, 3 great mons all together, and you throw that Arcanine with it. Oh, such great synergy because they all cover each other's weaknesses. The only weakness I really see with this team is Stealth Rocks. The only 2 Stealth Rock sellers I see is really Swellow, and you can go Smeargle. But man, I'm really looking at. Do you really want to get Swellow Defog? Because he's a little bit of a glass cannon. That's what I'm looking
Right.
at here.
You're talking about to get rid of rocks, correct?
Yeah. Get rid of rocks. Yeah, and he does have slash dash for rapid spin, so it's another great mon, but that special defense is lacking in that department. So you gotta be very careful who you rapid spin on. So I think the rocks can stay up for a little bit longer against this team.
Okay. Fair enough. And so on 1 of 5, what do you rank this team so far? What do you first glance? What's your impression of it?
I guess with the synergy, I have to give it a Master Ball because with the greatest synergy with Solomon's his S tier and his 2 A tiers plus that B tier, I have to give it a Master Ball because just the synergy around that whole team. He didn't have much weaknesses, so it's a very good.
Right, and another so back-to-back Master Balls. And I'm telling you guys, this division, it's fire. Okay, so on to the Mighty Psyducks. I'll actually take this one. Gilbert doesn't have to talk about himself.
Okay.
Obviously he's got the bulkiest S tier all around with the crest. He's got Weavile, Donphan, and Machamp. So just those A tiers, they just smack. He's got an Entei, which is a really nasty one if you can take care of it, and he has Speed Boost Blaziken for doubles, and he has what is likely one of the top 3-ish C tier picks in Sharpedo. Just puts a lot of pressure on it, and in a draft league, when you're able to put pressure with Mons, where your opponent might not have bulky answers all the time, it's a way to go. Plus, he also has a Snorlax, which I can't believe I skipped over. Extremely great. So the strength is he can apply pressure as long as he rotates and pivots correctly. He can always apply pressure to his opponents, and there's a lot of stuff, right? Not, as he likes to say, not a lot of stuff likes to come into a close combat Machamp, right? Not a lot of stuff's going to want to come into some type of choice band, either Ice Punch or Icicle Crash, Weavile, choice specs, Sacred Fire, or, Blaziken with the ability to sweep, Sharpedo with the ability to sweep. So he's got a lot of that. The only downside I do see to this team is if Donphan goes down, I kind of do wonder how he gets rid of rocks. Looking at it, I actually don't see anything else that does get rid of rocks. So rocks and hazards could stay if Donphan goes down. And other than that, I mean, it really is just a really solid team. If I was just nitpicking, that's all I can think of. So on a scale of 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 on how I deal this one, man, I'd be hard pressed. I'm stuck between a 4 and a 5. So, just so I don't sound like I'm biased here, then I'll give him an Ultra Ball. But man, I wouldn't argue with you if you said it's a Master Ball draft. It really is that close. But if the other two players are the standard for which the Master Ball is, this one is just slightly below. But man, I still think this guy's gonna make a lot of noise in the playoffs. So on to the Mighty Moroccai. Then what do you see here?
The Mighty Moroccai, see, the weird part about the Mighty Moroccai is he has a Ninetales with the Gyarados. They don't really coexist too very well with each other because the Gyarados really wants to sweep with the Waterfall, but the Ninetales are preventing that with the Sun, right? So you might not have to bring both A tiers. You might just have to bring one A tier to a battle. And with the Ninetales being out, it's a Jirachi. Poor Jirachi's going to take a lot of damage from that. Same thing with Skymori. And same thing with the Venusaur. Like, it'll do a lot of damage. So you have to be very careful bringing that Ninetales, I see. But the Ditto's a great one to pick up, so you can see what the other opponent's running. The Spiritomb is a very underrated pick, great defensive mon. And of course, the Skymori is your typical. What you think of a B tier is, Skymori is a perfect B tier. And he probably has not this, probably like a. I'm gonna give him an A type of sweeper mon and Cloyster with Shell Smash. If you're not quite careful with the Cloyster, and you don't have to counter it very well, he can sweep your whole team easily. So I'll be giving this team probably a great ball because I just don't see the synergy between Ninetales and Gyarados. But I'm very, very interested to see how he makes it work.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I can't agree more there. Just he does lack a little bit of offensive power. We have the team sheet up. If you look, not many Mons, if you look at their attack or their special attack, not many Mons have a stat of over 100. So be interesting. Hopefully, he proves us wrong. Hopefully, it's just he's also in a really tough division as well. So it'd be interesting. Maybe he has some type of plan to get around all that. So on to the Moonball division. We're in the Phoebus Collapse Bergeron's team, coached by Bergeron. And what do you see here?
I see him having the Blissey, man. Darn that Blissey. That Blissey's such a great mon. It takes even a Mamoswine, I think a choice band Mamoswine had the 2-shot this Blissey. That's crazy to think about. And he also got Metagross, which is a great mon. Sleeper A tier pick that can have agility, can sweep a team. Porygon Z probably the best special attacker in my opinion because of his ability, adaptability. And of course you got Sun with Tauros, but here's the problem: he got Sun, and his other 3 mons and his B tier we don't like Sun: Articuno, Hippowdon, and Slowking. So I'm really wanting to see what he does with that Sun, if he's going to bring it or not. And of course, his C tier picks, Ampharos is very good, Kangaskhan is very good, and Artillery. So looking at this team right now, looking at Bergeron as the player, I'll probably give it like a great ball because I don't see him bringing that Torkoal too much because the synergy is really not there with his other 3 mons. So I'm going to give it probably the great ball.
Okay, and it is worth noting that he was a little late to our draft, unfortunately. So he did get, he wasn't able to kind of optimize everything that he wanted to pick. But yeah having still 3 out of 5 is 3 out of 5 stars, 3 out of 5 Pokeballs is
But don't sleep on this player. I have faith in him. He gave me a run for my money.
Yeah,
he is a
great very good player. It'll be very interesting to see what he does. On to the Mini Mudkips, coached by Zacchaeus over here. Another great player. What do you see here? Very powerful too. I've seen the Tyranitar
Oh,
Mammoth and I've spoiler alert, I have scrimmaged him a couple times, and I have PTSD. You can hear the fear in my voice.
so Zacchaeus, he's a great trainer and with a great team. He took the Mammoth off of me. I really want the Mammoth over the Weavile because I think he's just so much better. And this is the draft league. He can take a hit. Very great Mon. Probably with the best Ice Shard user in the game, hands down. He had Tratar. Very sleeper pick because Tratar cannot get prankstered. So all y'all that have pranksters, just let y'all know y'all can't prankster the poor Tratar because he's a dark type. And Gengar, he probably has the best ghost type in Gengar. And Raikou, probably the best electric type, in this format. And he does have the Kingdra with the Volbeat, which you can run the Rain Dance Volbeat with Kingdra. Plus, he has a tentacle with it. Man, I'm about to really give this team, in my honest opinion, probably Ultra Ball to Master Ball. I'm really into Master Ball, but yeah, I'm gonna probably get Master Ball because the team just has very great synergy with it. His four top mons are just so powerful, even with that Kingdra in the back with the Volbeat right now. So I'm gonna give him the Master Ball.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair observation there. We have the next up. We have the Clefairy Odd Parents, coached by Shine, and this is actually the only team in the league that doesn't have an S tier pick. So what do you make of this team here then?
Oh, see, I have been Shine before the past, and that Breloom, guys. Y'all have fun with that Breloom. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's a beast. Yeah, he's a demon with that Breloom.
He got probably two of the best leads, Azelf and Aerodactyl. I mean, probably the best leads in the game with your Stealth Rock users. They can do a lot of different things. You also got Jolteon. We know that 130 speed with the 110 attack, throw choice picks on it, both switch all around. Not many answers to it. Great Mon. The Quick Feet Urshifu is another great Mon, and we know about the Crawdaunt. We faced so many times. Everybody knows about him. And the sneaky great pick is Gardevoir. I think with the traceability, the Gardevoir could do a lot of work. And man, the C tier, I think he probably got the second best C tier Pokemon in Chansey. With that special defense and that HP, he's gonna be a wall. I mean, you got to break that wall. In the back, he has the toxic boosted
The Zangoose, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he did have some pretty decent pickups. For a little while, it looked kind of weird on what his draft was going with, but I think it came out. Maybe as good as maybe he would thought. It'd be interesting because he is a good player and he does like to run some pretty unique sets. So I'm very interested to see what he's gonna run.
Even without the S tier, man, I'm gonna give him an Ultra Ball. Or even without the S tier, I think his team has a lot of great synergy, a lot of great mons. He could bring all three of his A tiers.
Yeah, I agree with that because he actually has the ability to bring every single battle. He can bring the Breloom, Azelf, Jolteon, Aerodactyl. So he can always bring those three or those four rather, and then fill out the other two slots.
Yep.
So yeah, be very interesting there. And then to round out the Moonball division, we have the Toledo Typhlosions, coached by Darian. And so what do you like here? He has the Dragonite, so the best mon in the game. A little bit biased there, but yeah, so he has the Dragonite and some other great mons. Tell us about that one.
Oh, he had Dragonite, which of course we all know about the choice band and tree speed on the Dragonite, great mon. The Magic Guard Alakazam. If you know anything about that Alakazam, you're going to hit him twice. You have to hit him twice. And
not many are going to survive out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not everybody has the Scizor to just bullet punch to scare it out. Not everybody in a draft league, guys. This Alakazam is it's very dangerous.
And on top of that, he has that Lucario with the street speed also. I mean, we faced Lucario the other day. He swept me. The Lucario is this sword dance club, and he swept my whole team. I mean, so Lucario is another great pickup. Has a lot of offensive threats. Blastoise, the Shell Smash, Electivire, Drapion, man. They gotta put a lot of pressure on you if you're not careful. Especially that Neo King. That Neo King, I love the Neo King. He's such a great mon. Very versatile in what he could do. Yeah, he also had Typhlosion. I've seen plenty of teams run the Choice Specs Typhlosion with Eruption. Yep, another great thing. I see that team. The only downside I see to the team is very weak to ground. Very weak to ground.
Yeah, that's an understatement. It is extremely weak to ground. It is. Yeah. I'm very interested to see how he gets his team to work in doubles because I would expect the opponent to have just a flying or a levitator out and just spam Earthquake. I'd be very interested to see how Darian kind of covers this. But yeah, it's I like the team. I wish he had a little bit more ground resist, but I think it's a very good team. What do you rank it at?
I'm gonna give him, man, just for that big old grab. I have to give him the great ball. And then there's nothing to a team. If he had a couple more levitators, like a Uxie in there, or like a Flagon or Taria, to cover a little bit more of the base, man, it was easily an ultra ball team. But I just think that that part where you could get hit by earthquake so easily. I mean, I just can't give you anything higher than that. So I'm gonna get great ball.
Okay, fair enough. And let's slide over to the division that I am in. We are here in the lower ball division, and we'll start off with the Pachirisis Cups, all the way from Italy. We have Ricky. What do you see here?
Oh, so I gotta ask you the Manaphy, the Toggle Manaphy guys. I know you don't let that mod set up, and what only I think only two mods have underwear. He's gonna sweep a lot of teams if you're not careful. And you got probably one of the bulkiest mods with my loaded, and he has a was a marble scale.
The Marvel
You give him
skill.
the
Yeah,
flame, yeah, with the flame orb, yeah.
you can
So
give him the
the top,
Marvel skill, or you can give him competitive, and the competitive actually be really great
yeah.
in doubles because there's so many intimidate users, and so
Oh,
he'll kind of get that
it's
boost.
Snarl also. Remember that it's Snarl
Yeah,
also. And he has Zapdos. So we all know about the Zapdos. Zapdos is such a good mon in doubles. And the Staraptor, obviously the Staraptor for singles, that Staraptor's gonna do a lot of dents on your team. A lot of dents on people's teams that Staraptor's gonna do because he has a close combat. Even though he's normal flying type, he also carries that close combat. You gotta be very careful how you tiptoe around that Staraptor. I mean, Palm, I think he's the best lead in the game behind Azelf and Aerodactyl.
yeah,
With
I
beach
think he's
wise,
the best B tier. Yeah, leading the game. Well, I guess what Aerodactyl's B tier as well. So yeah, he
yeah,
gives Aerodactyl some competition.
the fake out, that party fake out with Silk Scarf. Oh my goodness, there's a ton of damage if you're not careful with it. He has a Flygon. The Flygon has very, very good stats. Very underrated mon, I think. With base 100 on attack and speed, can do great work. The Bomba Snow, he took it from me. I really want the Bomba Snow, but I really don't see the synergy with the Bomba Snow on this team, to be honest. Because, I mean, if it was the Bomba Snow, I see a lot of him weak to Blizzard, in all honesty, because he does have the Parasite, the
The
Jigglypuff.
Parasect, yeah, the jump
Yeah,
buff, yeah. He the
yeah.
Flygon. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know if it was one that he grabbed to just make sure nobody else grabs it, or I really don't know. Very interesting. Yeah, that is. So, what do you see as the flaw in this team before we give him a ranking?
Oh, I see what the flaw of the team. Not much. I'll be honest with you, not much. And not the one thing I see that could really give him trouble is, fun fact, like a guard trump or something. But at that, there's only one guard trump in the league right now. But really, man, there are really no weaknesses to this team. It's a really good, very well constructed team, and he's gonna be great for doubles and great for singles. So I have to give it a master ball. In my honest opinion, it's a master ball.
Oh, Ricky getting the Master Ball ranking, man.
Mhm.
Congratulations, Ricky. Now I got to take you out.
Yeah,
Okay, moving on to the Days Dragonites here, run by Coach Days Dragonite. Um,
but fun fact,
Now, yeah, here's the fun fact. Or go ahead, go ahead.
Man came in late. I mean, but he picked up all the bulky waters. Came in late. He just picked up the scraps. But fun fact is, he had the Politoed, he had the Swampert, Frogger, and Polion, and with the water scissors, actually very safe. Looking at it with the water, and he had the Porygon 2 to disrupt a lot of mons. If you don't have a good fight type, that Porygon 2 is gonna give you a lot of trouble. And he doesn't have Swift Swim on Maldo. Remember that with the 125 attack with Swift Swim, base 90 speed, he's been doing a lot of work. He could go either one or two routes. He could go the Trick Room route with Porygon 2, or for the Rampardos to do work, for the Flareon to do work, and for the Empoleon and Swampert. And even for Alligator to do work, even for the Scizor. So you can go many different ways on this team. I'm really interested in how see how he does it. He could go, water and Trick Room. I can see that's a very viable option.
Yeah, this it's it's crazy that he didn't really draft. He actually just literally scooped up pretty much free agents and whatever was left of those tiers that were kind of put aside. He We had a player drop out, so he joined us extremely late. He actually joined us after we had started, and he was still able to pick up this team and diligently kind of pick, from the bones, right, the leftovers, and so I mean, what do you rank this team then?
Oh man, I'm gonna give it a great ball because I do feel bad for the man because he picked up very late, but he can do a lot of work with it. Man, I've heard Dragon. I heard Dave Dragon. That's a very great player. He's a very great player from a lot of different people. So just because of his team, man, guys, just look at the team. Don't scoff at it. He's gonna be a lot of noise to this draft.
Yeah, I think he's somebody that enters late, man. It could leave a very, very lasting impression on there. So it'll be really interesting to see what he does. So only Don fans here, which is run by yours truly, a wild
So
card.
I will take over this. He has Infernape, probably the best fighting type in this league, hands down. Plus, with the fire with it, you want to check a lot of mods with the move pool he has. He has Gliscor, probably the best U-turn knockoff user. I believe, probably best physical mon to take attacks. Azumarill, the best sweeper we know we probably have. We have Mew, the jack of all trades.
The
Miss
goat.
Maggie. Miss Maggie is one of the very few ghost types we had in this league. But I feel Miss Maggie is a great mon to pick up for the ability to not take no rapid spin damage. You can come in on any rapid spin. Have the ability to any fighting time moves coming on that like nothing. Miss Magus is a great pickup. Gastrodon for doubles with the Storm Dragon ability is gonna be another good one to carry around. So Gliscor and Infernape might be safe because that Gastrodon right next to it is gonna be doing a lot of work. Fortress, man, probably one of the best spinners we have. Absol, we know how powerful Absol is a knockoff his sucker punch. Regice, don't scoff at that special attack at base 100 special attack. Regice can do a lot of work. Goromo is a great pivot mon. Pretty good typing, with a lot of bulky waters in this. That grass thunder type is going to do a lot of work. Stable like we have here, probably the best pink shirt user we do have, and Nidoqueen. So, look at this team and seeing anything that probably gives the problems. I must say, I think we both kind of know this. Like a good mon, a good ice type does give us a little bit of a problem. A good powerful ice type does give this does give this team a little bit of trouble with having Rotom, Gliscor, you know, mons like that. They're a little bit of mixed attacking that does carry the ice priority. They can hurt a little bit. But other than that, it's a very very solid team. I'm going to give it Ultra Ball to Master Ball, in my honest opinion, but it's probably borderline more to Master Ball. So I'm going to give him the Ultra Ball. I'm going to give him the Ultra Ball because, I do see some things that are a little missing there, but it's still a great team overall.
Okay, I can't argue there with that. He's just doing it because I gave him an ultra ball.
Yeah, might be a little bit biased here.
And to round out the league, we have the Pikachu's by our other good friend Chui. What do you see here that he got?
So he's conflicting.
Also, oh, sorry about that. Also, our only player with two S tiers as well.
Yeah, it does have two S tier, which look at the two S tiers. They're good. They're great. They're great S tier. Suicune, we both know what Suicune could do. Mike has used Suicune in the past several times. Great Pokemon. But he also has Clefable with Underwear Clefable. He also picked up. So he has choice of those two S tiers, which man, you have to prep for both of them. That's gonna be a hard time for a lot of players. The Hariyama fake out is gonna be a great mon to pick up with 120 attack. That fake out's gonna do a lot of damage. You got boosted Heracross or Moxie Heracross is another route you could go with. Then you got Rotom Heat, Bronzong, Espeon. Espeon's probably the best magic bouncer that we do have in the league. We have Drifloom here, and then we have Leafeon, Shuckle, and Electro. Look at the team. The only thing I see that the team really does lack is like power with it. The Hariyama does have 120 attack, and so does Heracross, but they are lacking in the speed department. And
Yeah, I think without your two kind of guts boosted guys, yeah, you do like a little bit of a punch there, but yeah, I think that is a valid point there.
yeah, that's
Still
not,
solid team. I feel like a lot of people got solid teams on there.
yeah, a very solid team. I'm going to give this a great ball to Ultra Ball. In my honest opinion, uh, I'm about to give it the great ball just for the simple fact is that he's missing that power. Hariyama is a great mon, but he lacks that speed, and I don't know if he's gonna go the trick room route because that will affect his other mons. His other mons are fairly kind of fast, so that trick room route will kind of affect it because he's not under base 80 speed with the trick room route. The only one I see is Hariyama, but you see the Heracross, you see Bronzong, and you see Shuckle. Those are the only ones I can see. The rest of them are pretty fast, base 85 and above. So that was the only thing I can see that's lacking on that part. But other than that, it's a great team.
Yeah, it really is. And so, yeah, that rounds out our kind of quick roster breakdown. So the last section we'll head to is usually what one of the last sections that we usually will head to on these is we'll actually be looking forward to the upcoming weekend's matchups. We'll highlight just kind of a couple games, nothing too quick or nothing too long rather, and we'll just highlight them, and we will jump over to there. And through the power of editing, this will actually only take a second or two. So okay, and through the power of editing, we are ready to look at the matchups here. So, uh, the first game we'll go ahead and highlight. Then we'll have the let's have the first game that we have listed up here. Obviously, from the level ball division, as we called it, the division of death. We have the Magic Carpets and the Miami Heatrons. As we said, two Master Ball teams, as stated by yourself, Gilbert. What do you see in this matchup? What stands out to you?
Man, the Battle of the Dragons is going to stand out to me. Both of the Dragons are going to have to do a lot of work, in my honest opinion. So we're looking at both teams. You see the Garchomp. The Garchomp does handle the Magnezone a little bit well. The Rotom's going to be very careful coming switching in and out of those outrages. But the one thing I do see that D has is that Gramble. That Gramble can play a big old part in this game, I feel like.
Yeah, it's an
So,
excellent check.
yeah, so the Grambles can come in, and he does have Intimidate, which is also very, very great. So you got to play around that a little bit. I know Garchomp does carry Poison Jab, but how much would it really do to Gramble? So I see that Gramble will be going to be playing a bigger part in this game. And also looking at the Smeargle might do his little shenanigans with Stealth Rocks, Sticky Webs, probably try to put something to sleep, So Smeargle might have a little part in this game. So other than that, I'm also looking at that's what D could probably do. Look at the Magic Carpets. Of course, you have Garchomp and Starmie, which are probably the two best mons that you have. And then Heatran, so you do have a lot of different checks. That Magnezone does do a little bit of work if you're not careful against this team. If you're not careful, this Magnezone will do a lot of work against it. But, the Soci time does have that Garchomp, so he will have to be careful with coming in and out with Volt Switch. He's going to predict, the Flash Cannon, when he has to make that play. And having the Heatran there also to kind of nullify that. So it's going to be a great matchup, I feel like. The one that I see that sticks out for Stocy time is for the B tier wise is probably Himmeltalk. He does carry Intimidate, has Fake Out, has a close combat. Like he carries a lot of different things that he could bring to the table in this matchup. He can carry Earthquake, does carry Sucker Punch, so he's a great little mon. He's a great little tech. Does have Rapid Spin, so I think he's gonna be playing a bigger part in this game right here.
Yeah, I think for me, I think his Vaporeon, right? Because you would have to believe that Sandslash is coming as that C tier. Regirock might end up being the rock setter. It obviously it can check the Arcanine, and it can somewhat it can stand in the face of Salamence, and it actually depending on how much HP Salamence has to be scared of the Ice Beam coming. So I think from my point, I like the Vaporeon there. So who do you give the edge to? Who do you give the slight edge to? Who do you think's taking this one then?
In my opinion, man, it's gonna be Stocy time. But I just said by probably about one or two mons, but this is gonna be a very close matchup.
You think Magic
So,
Carpets then? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just the narrator, so I'm not gonna give an opinion. Uh, so the other singles matchup, and this is one that you wanted to highlight. It was this wasn't my picking that you wanted to highlight. It was the Pikachu's and the Only Dawn fans. So why was that? What do you see here?
Well, because both of y'all are from the previous season, which that was a great season we had. It's for the previous season, so both of you are two great players, great players. I feel like so. As me, Juan also comes with some very creative sets. Just letting everybody know, Juan's a very creative person. He comes with some good sets. So Juan's gonna come out the trickery. I know you build a very solid team with your calcs, and I know you're gonna come up with a lot of different scenarios to win the game. So look at the matchup on this one. Uh, Man, I'm thinking Suicune's gonna be here, man. Suicune's gonna have to come. Suicune's gonna have to come. A tier wise, I mean, does Hariyama really come? 'Cause he does get checked a little bit by Miss Magus because he does have to fake out close combat, but what else does he carry? It's one gonna carry, and there's the Heracross. The Heracross can play a bigger part in the game too. Um, and this, you have Reggie Ice, you have Absol, you have Rotomol. Like Heracross does have quite a bit of different moves to hit all the different ones. Now he does have Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat's gonna be the wild card, I believe, in this game because if Azumo's not careful, that Rotom Heat's gonna be able to switch in and out if you're not careful. Now, Glasgow doesn't have the best special defense, so taking a overheat from that is going to do a lot, I feel like. So I think that Rotom Heat's going to be a little bit of the wild card on this. I feel Espeon's going to come too because you are a person that likes setting up hazards. You are a great player like that, setting up all your hazards. So I feel like Espeon's going to be a very crucial part in this game. At his C tier wise, I think he's gonna be Shuckle. The little man Shuckle himself. I think he'll bring Shuckle. You can't go wrong with that. Probably the best sticky web user, besides the Stealth Rocks. As Toxic has a lot of different other things to his set. So I think he's gonna be a very good one to bring. As you, man, I don't really know. It's your team. You have 4 A tiers and a lot of B tier picks. So I can't really say what you're gonna bring because that's gonna be very hard. I would feel like everything's gonna come, but I don't know, to be honest. I don't even know who gonna bring for A tier wise because all A tiers Mew does everything. Azuma's very good, but if you bring Suicune, we both know how that might go. Suicune's probably going to eat up those hits. Miss Magus is good, but Suicune's very bulky, so I wonder what you're gonna bring. It'll be very different. Um, if we beat your wise, like are you gonna bring Gashon, you're gonna bring Rotomo, are you gonna bring Absol, you're gonna bring Fortress, or what are you gonna how can I say, what are you gonna prioritize? What C tier are you gonna bring? Are you gonna bring the Neo King or the Sableye? I mean, those are all great mons. So for you, it's gonna be a wild card, like how what your name says. So I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
it's fitting. So which way do you give the needle? How do you think this one ends up?
Ah, man. Knowing both of you how you played before, both of you come with some creative sets. I'm gonna be honest. I might give it to wild card, but maybe by 1 mon and a half. By maybe like 1 mon, probably living on half health. I think it'll come down to the wire. Honestly,
Is that the Vegas? That's the Vegas
yeah.
line. Over under 1 mon.
Oh, the
Over
one
under a
mon.
mon and a half.
Yeah. Especially that because man, both of you have great teams, and both of you are gonna be very creative how y'all bring us teams. I'm really wondering what y'all do because yeah, it's gonna be a great matchup.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, as we said, Juan's a really good buddy of ours, so there's familiarity there, and I think we both kind of know what we want to do. So it'll be a very interesting battle. Very looking forward to it. So let's transition then. We got 2 more games we're gonna cover, and with 2 games, we're actually gonna do doubles on that one. A little bit lower there on the card on the schedule. We're actually going back to the Magic Carpets. Magic Carpets versus the Mighty Psyducks. This is one that I actually had highlighted. Just for the simple fact that, hey, these are going to be 2 great players going at it. These are 2 players that I expect to. I think both players would be disappointed if they don't at least make the playoffs. And with that being said, they very likely could play each other in the playoffs. So this could be a preview playoff battle, and who knows if either one of these players, this might be an indication on if either one of the players wants to excuse me, if either one of these players wants to choose doubles as their playoff format that they want to play in. Sozi Time has a very great team, as we mentioned in the previous segment, with what we rank as a Master Ball team. Very good team, and with the Mighty Psyducks as well, bringing the possible Cresselia, bringing the Weavile, he's got a lot of stuff that could counter the Magic Carpets, but I feel like Gilbert, I think you'll have to play this one really, really well. You'll have to make some great predictions because I think the Magic Carpets, I think Stozy Time, he's going to be there on the front foot because there's many varieties of a way how he wants to play. He can go the Follow Me, Tug a Kiss. He can just wreck with Starmie. Garchomp, I mean, I don't even need to talk anymore about it. We know what Garchomp does. But the scary thing is, you guys, as we have the rosters on here, if you look over to the right, okay, Regigigas, Slacking, Wheezing in a doubles format. It's extremely nasty. I mean, it's just filthy. That's what it is. It's filthy, man. Because that Wheezing, anything that wants to come in to check the Slacking or the Regigigas on the Mighty Psyducks, man, Machamp can't come in with Guts. Because now if he has the orb and his ability gets shut off, well, guess what? He's just burned now. Now he just loses half his attack. He doesn't even get the boost. Blaziken, no speed boost. Sorry, man. A lot of Pokemon that normally would rely on that ability, that Wheezing can turn it off. But then I believe if the Psyducks take out that Wheezing early, knowing Gilbert the way I know him, I think he can find a way to maybe play around some other threats. So it's just, man, you want to talk about a game I'm looking forward to watching, or at least seeing the run back, the highlight of this. It's this game, guys. I just have this one circled. Let me actually just circle it on my monitor right now. Like, I don't care if it leaves a mark. This is the game. This is the game. If I do have to make the prediction, there is Gilbert's not gonna make prediction on his own games. Man, I I hate to say it. I think if you look at it, who has to be favored, I think I'll look at it more as who has to be favored and not as who I think. I think Stosey Time has to be favored because I mean, man, that team can hit. Man, that's it's like I said, it's a disgusting combo, and we're talking about the Regigigas and Slaking being, that little combo being disgusting. Man, he can literally just have that out and save the Garchomp for the end, and we all still know what Garchomp does. He can have the Starmie, like it's just so much threat potential. But I do think if there's a player that could play around it, I do think it'd be Gilbert. And if we looked at the tape or watched the game live, I would not be shocked. I wouldn't have my jaw on the floor if Gilbert ended up winning it. It just, oh man, I'm talking about the slimmest of margins. I think the Magic Carpets take it, but oh my goodness, I hope you guys can hear. I'm really excited to watch that game. I'm really excited to watch that game. So on to our last featured one that we're gonna go ahead and highlight. What do you see here? You like the Tylito Typhlosions versus the Mini Mudkips. What do you see there?
Oh, so this will be a battle of the powerhouses of some of the mons because that Dragonite, Dragonite's gonna do a lot of work. But you gotta be very careful with that Mamoswine. That Mamoswine does a lot of work against the Dragonite. But if you get the Mamoswine in range, that HP is gonna do a lot of work. A lot of work. And that Trantar's there, but man, the Typhlosions does have that Lucario, and that Lucario is a great mon to counter that Trantar.
Yep.
Yep, and looking at it like that, and then another mon we gotta be very, very, very like not overlook. It's in my honest opinion. Is that Drapion? That Drapion is gonna be. I feel like he can do a lot of work. That Drapion, especially that knockoff. Where items are so valuable, and having the one thing special defense, probably live a couple hits. That knockoff can do a lot of work. I feel like. Even the Registeel. The Registeel is a very interesting mon. You can probably take a lot of hits. If he just Thunder Waves a couple months down and being a bees a nuisance, and he's a perfected 2 Mamoswine and Trantar, I mean he could potentially do some work. I feel like.
How much trouble are the Mini Mudkips if Mamoswine happens to go down early? And because I'm looking at the Mini Mudkip, we said Toledo Typhlosions, right? Their biggest weakness was the Earthquake. Well, I'm looking at Mini Mudkips, man, and aside from, Tyranitar and Mamoswine are your only 2 Earthquake users. I don't know if Tyranitar will have it, especially with being doubles, because like Gengar doesn't want to be out, when an Earthquake comes out. I guess, the Tentacruel doesn't if he decides to bring it. You could have Volbeat out, or you could have like the Rotom Fan, and obviously he could just protect. But how much trouble do you think if that Mamoswine were to go down or somehow get afflicted with a burn or something? I mean, I think that would. I think he has the edge because he has a Mamoswine, and Toledo Typhlosion's essentially 80% of the team's weak to Earthquake. But what do you think happens there? Because you would have to assume that's got to be his main focus.
Doesn't be too bad because he does have that Volbeat and Kingdra in the back. The great synergy between that Kingdra and that Volbeat is gonna give him extra power in the back end. He has a lot of power in the front end, but also that back end, he could bring a lot of power with the Volbeat Kingdra set. And so I think if the Mamoswine does go down, it's gonna hurt him. But I think he still has enough resources to do very well. In my opinion, I see Dragonite coming and I'll see Lucario coming, but I don't think that is because that might be coming. I do see Blastoise most likely coming, and I might be like Drapon and Registeel. With this matchup, and Mr. Mine's a very underrated pick that they could come in this matchup.
Yeah, there's a lot of good moving parts. I think this is going to be another. I think this is a matchup that doesn't probably jump off the page when you look at the two. Now, obviously, a lot of these trainers, some of them, like we still don't know how they battle yet or how but I think this is actually a pretty good matchup as well. I think a lot of these matchups are good. We just can't go through all of them because we just won't have enough time without me having to edit for another 4 hours. But so who do you give this edge to then?
I will give it to the Mini Mudkips.
Mini Mudkips. What score do you think? How many months do you think he gets?
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's fair enough, and so that's our weekly look ahead. That's our match day look ahead. There, I don't know, we'll find a name to give it, and so like I said, thank you for everybody that's in the league right now, everybody that's keeping up with everything. And those of you that are taking your time out of the day to watch this, or to watch or listen to this rather. And so those of you guys that we gave high marks to as far as how your team is, you know what I mean? Hope you guys don't let us down there. Just use it to the full potential. And those of you that maybe felt slighted or felt that your team was good or you have a strategy that maybe we don't see, hey, you know what? Prove us wrong. I'm all for that. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap now then if we have nothing else to add in there. Do you give it?
No, I'm not. I mean, good luck to everybody in these upcoming games. Have fun. I know these games are very important, but just have fun in this draft league. That's what it's all about. To build a little community with each other. So don't take it too seriously. We're all trying to win the games, but take GG after the games, all that, guys. Just have a good time.
Yeah, that's well said. And so for Gilbert, I am wild card Mikey, right, aka. And so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and good luck to everybody this weekend. Goodbye.